Welcome to the Bougie Black Brother Network. Good evening and welcome to REPO, Rethink Politics, where the crew gets together and shout out to the issues that's been going on recently, locally, nationally, and internationally. And my co-host is here with me. We have Donald Trump's hair. What's going on?
What's up? What's up? And, I think I named myself Donald Trump's hair today because I'm conscious. Waka, waka, waka. You get it? Yeah. I'm here all day, baby.
Whoa. I just kept it simple with me. It's just Eric,
It's just Eric. What's going on, E? How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I stayed out of the way of the hurricane, out of Hurricane Florence. So,
we had prayers went out to y'all.
Yeah, I appreciate
it was
that.
Headed your way, and it fucking just circled around the Carolinas.
It just hung out, and it just dipped out into the sea. I'm good with that.
Yup. So it's been another, you know what? I'm tired of saying it's been another crazy week because I think weeks are just going to be crazy until there's a change. You know what I mean? So if we go back and I was looking at a couple of issues, I wanted to start with the Kaepernick, and because I thought that was an interesting thing that Nike did. And I didn't know if y'all thought of it was, well, let's see if I can get some publicity and pull back. Or did I really say, this is some fuck shit and 80% of my buyers are minorities anyway, so I'm not going to lose. So, E, what's your thoughts on that, bro?
I've been hearing mixed reviews, like on what people think, but I loved it, honestly. But I felt like they took way too long to come out and say something. If you were supporting them the whole time, paying him, behind the scenes the whole time, then it's like, then it would have been nice if fucking Nike can say something from the beginning. But the fact that you have a big name like that that's speaking out, supporting someone with an issue like that, I think that's powerful. But I'm curious to hear what y'all think, because I know the other side is, are they using him to get more money, to get the business spike, or is it a stupid move? Because you got people burning their Nikes or whatever.
But yeah, I want to jump into that.
Though, yeah, but quiet as it's kept, somebody had some burnt Nikes and that shit looked kind of fly.
Wow.
It's like the charred shit on the front. It was kind of like, damn, what's up with those? But anyway, what you got, E? What you got, Chaz?
So first of all, I think if you say the flag and all that shit, and Kaepernick is fucked up because he's unpatriotic, and then you burn shoes you can give to homeless vets and this and that, it's like, you're full of shit. Because one thing, like Jerry Jones, for example, the Cowboys guy, that motherfucker don't take his hat off sometimes for the anthem. Like, he really don't give a fuck. Trying to flex like he gives a fuck. So this whole fake outrage, faux outrage thing is just... I understand. I guess sometimes maybe I don't get it, because why is it that an anthem, a flag, why is that the only way to encapsulate the United States of America? Why? Yeah. So if I don't stand or if I don't do whatever for this particular thing, why is that seen to be the worst thing ever? So just in general, the outrage, I think, was annoying for me, especially if you're not going to donate your shit. That's like, I think that's not cool. And then the other level was, yes, Nike could have came out sooner, but shit, y'all seen the proof is in the pudding. Nike saying their shit is through the roof right now. So it's stock is at an all-time high.
Yeah, it dipped. It definitely dipped, but that was like what? It took 48 hours.
That's what I'm saying. This spike like a motherfucker. And to your point, in terms of the demographics, not to get too deep into it, but we all know that at the end of the day, hip hop culture, we'll just say African American culture for the most part is just trend setting across the world, really. So it's like, of course, really is you see us wear the shoes, that makes everybody else want the shoes. So I think, it's a win-win for them in general.
Yeah. So when I looked at it, and it was really cool because it reminisced when I was back in the military. So, I was Muslim. I practice Islam, And you know, part of the religion is, you don't have these idols and worship things. So I didn't stand up when I was in my civilian attire. When you're a military soldier, you have to do that. That's required. That is a requirement. But they knew that I couldn't do that because it was against my religion, but they still didn't like it. So I was still kind of, cast aside because this guy ain't shit because he's not Christian. But the Christian religion says don't worship idols as well. So if you have a flag representing the nation, or you have all of these symbolisms that you actually put in place as being higher than a man or higher than God or representing God, that's not the way it should be. So that's where some of my arguments came in, but they said, but they don't respect the military. And I was like, see, that's where you fucking up. I'm ex-military, and it's not disrespecting me. And you haven't been in the military, so don't speak for me. I mean, when you sent me that tweet, I immediately said, yo, fuck that. When we didn't have stuff when we was in Desert Storm, y'all didn't speak out and say, yo, let's hit the streets. Let's tell the president, fuck all of it. You didn't do that. When veterans are dying because they're not getting service in, the VA homes, you're not saying that, but you're going to point because you at a football game and you're drunk as fuck, and you're seeing these black people who saying the issue is killing black people, and I just want to do a protest. I'm not protesting against the flag in the United States and being an American. I'm protesting against injustice, and this is how you will see me. But they disregarded that. I mean, Trump continues to play that role.
They don't even pay attention to that part, honestly.
Not at all.
The actual reason why they're even doing the protests. It's not even considered a protest to the other side. To them, it's just you're disobeying. You're not following what we told you to do, what their rules are. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to stand out. It's just it's part of the problem of this country, where if you're not falling in line, then you're part of the problem.
Yep.
And the fact that so part of my issue is with the Nike thing. First of all, I love it. I love everything about it. I just wish they did it sooner. Because if you're paying them, it's you might as well. But I mean, it makes me think that they thought about the money first. So,
but they're a business.
They're a business. That's fair. It's just they're so powerful, man. And then they probably didn't want to get in the middle of the NFL situation because I mean they're making all the jerseys. They had the contract they just won. I think it was about maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, but that means they have leverage too. On the other hand,
I don't know. I think it's. I don't know how long the contract is. It's probably 10 years.
You think they're gonna go to Reebok or some bullshit? No,
they did before. They
did, but that means if you forfeit that contract, you're gonna have to pay Nike anyway. And then if you do that, you're gonna be back in the court of public opinion again.
Well, and then there's probably something in the contract, something stupid, where if Nike let's just say Nike all of a sudden start going and I don't know, outfitting terrorists or some shit, and then NFL can void the contract. You know what I'm saying?
An ethics clause.
Yeah. That's So they probably just thought it through, but then they don't take a damn year and change to figure that out. But
why think of an ISIS commercial? It's
wearing Nikes.
Yeah, believe in yourself, it means sacrificing everything. Kaboom! Ain't that a bitch? Just do it.
Just do it.
God damn.
Blow their ass up. Just do it.
That's probably what the other side be thinking, because they, how they like to put in the whole, everybody's in, the whole inclusive message, and they're
socialist and Islamic.
Yeah, we see it one way, but then they're like, man, fuck that.
Us against them. So I thought that was really interesting, and it bleeded into the political, because this Trump just don't want to let it go, because he has these dog whistles that anything goes wrong with him, he's gonna blow it, and they just happened to slide that in. He was like, look, let me just throw some distraction on that ass, and there it is. But it backfired because their sales was up tremendously, and Nike, I'm gonna keep doing this shit. Fuck that. I'm getting paid. it was a good gamble and it worked.
Right. Yeah. And then Trump went out there and then, I mean, I don't know if it was measured or not. It kind of seemed what it was. It was like probably like within 24 hours, as soon as Nike did that, came out and was like, I don't know the exact quote, but basically was trying to say that it was a mistake by Nike to follow that message or to follow, that kind of thing. And then he was back to what he was doing before, where it was like, you need to discipline these players that are kneeling, and the NFL shouldn't allow it. And, and it's just, he's just continuing to say the same things that he's been saying to all his followers.
Mm-hmm.
But, the thing is, he can do that. The longer he does it, I wonder if he keeps doing it. And then you have these powerful companies, these powerful names of businesses they counter him. Then maybe that's the difference, that message.
Absolutely. I think that's the difference. I mean, we've already seen it in tech where technology companies rely on immigrant labor. You know what I mean? If you're Intel and you need some triple PhD dude, woman who who can help you build smaller chips, that your candidate pool is really small.
Yeah.
You're fucking with researchers, and a pool of researchers is small. So if you got to get a dude or a woman from wherever, Europe, India, China, you're gonna do it to make So it's kind of like we've seen that pushback with that, with the travel ban, with the privacy, just with basically everything. So I think also is just the repetition of it. The repetition and lack of substance. I think Nike can go in and say, we already know what Trump is going to say, we already know what he's going to do, and we don't think that's going to have any impact. And keep in mind, when he said that statement, he said, I think Nike's dumb, but it's the right to do it. And people was like, wait, why do you add that last part? And then it turns out Nike is a tenant of one of the Trump towers or some shit. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, at the end of the day, I think the calculated risk was brilliant because I think they anticipated what Trump was going to say. They anticipated how people was going to do. And it's like, they could easily make a reverse. Just to throw Eminem in here. Like, Eminem made like his Kamikaze album as a reply to how his criticism of the last album, right?
Fire.
I would feel like, yeah, it is. So I feel like Nike should do some shit like, oh, okay, y'all thought, if I was Nike, I'd be controversial. I'd be like, oh, okay, I thought y'all believed in something, so you sacrificed your shoes and have a picture of a homeless dude. Nigga, I was in Vietnam. I needed those. I needed those Jordans. Just do it or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, so everything bad. I think they knew. Anything that someone would say just doesn't make any sense. It's not that deep. It's apparel, and the message is. What's wrong with the actual message?
I mean, that's free advertising, by the way.
What I'm saying?
I mean, they putting the Nikes in the videos, posting them all over.
So the calculation worked out great because they made the money back instantly just from from the marketing perspective. So we're going to be talking about this ad probably for the next 10, 20 years. I think it's one of those heavy hitters, like almost like the early iPod commercials. Mm-hmm. Those early kind of iconic, you know what I'm saying? People going to be teaching this shit in class.
So I think it was calculated, and they did a calculation. That's why I think they waited based on what you're saying, E. Like, what happened? Why did they wait so long? They wanted to say, one is timing, because Nike is an advertisement company that sells shoes and apparel. They really all about advertising. That's how they get people to buy their shit. So if they advertise in a certain way, it's got to be timed perfectly. The climate has to be a certain way. And then here's a great platform. Let's just put Kaepernick in front of there where the president's ratings is low and people are seeing things in a different way. And the football season is starting. And
midterm elections. So the timing of that is also going to be, I thought that was interesting too. It's probably coincidence. But I mean, right before midterms, like the political people are just going to go crazy with that shit based off that alone.
Yeah. Well, and then let's just take a step back too. It's probably they're just doing right against wrong. They actually probably believe in Kaepernick. You know what I mean? Like, I know that sounds corny, but
I don't think they do.
No, I actually do. I actually think they have they actually have a team that gets it.
No, I agree.
Maybe,
It's still business. I
Maybe.
think the reason why they took so long, they probably had some internal battles on that front.
I'll just say this. I think you can look at history and say people should have supported Muhammad Ali earlier on. And it's kind of like, damn, what if there was a big company that could have sponsored him and pushed his voice up? Because we celebrate him now, but back at the time, he was a pariah. You know what I'm saying?
So he was gone from public view for years before he could get back. But no one stepped up and sponsored him because even though they believed in him, knew he was a great champion and all that, they didn't want to lose in not just the public eye, but the political and financial damage that they would have if they did. That's why a lot of the other sports people, as well as the entertainers, got hit. They took a hit on their brand because of supporting him. But they had better morals. I just think the here and now is calculated. And like you said, there's a group who said you created the moral, ethical groups that we have and say, I want y'all to choose the right things to make sure our company stands for something. But then when they presented it, they was like, I don't think so right now. Yeah, but right now I think we need to hold. So yes, it exists, but I think it's still calculated over financial loss or gain.
Yeah. And they want clients. So they know future clients. I mean, if you're Saquon Barkley or whoever, I mean, you just like, oh, damn, Nike's down, and then just makes it look like they get it, So
I got to respect that. But I wanted to segue from that to the protesting to what's his name? In Houston. His name Botham Jean, who got shot by this man who walked up to his apartment, and everything about this just sounds fucked up.
Yeah, especially looking at her mugshot, she looks fucked up. Like, what the fuck was wrong with her? Yeah.
But the thing is, you get a story that the door was ajar. Then they said these doors don't stay open. They slam shut behind them.
I mean,
then she started shooting in the dark except for cutting on the light. She started shooting because she heard voices. Then she cut on the light. Yeah, but who the fuck does that?
That's her point of view. That whole everything we're hearing is just what her side of the story.
I mean, just a reality person. Just imagine you're home late. Someone's knocking on the door. You go to the peephole. Is that police? What's going on? I'm to the point now where I'm like, I gotta FaceTime somebody. If I gotta do Facebook Live or something,
Facebook Live,
YouTube Live, just every time. Here we go.
That's why I got a ring. You got that ring up there. Can I help you? Yo, this is my apartment. No, it's not. I have a ring. I just accessed it. You're at the wrong door. Yo, motherfucker. Well, I'm going on Facebook.
Bro.
Right now.
Hey, you know what? I've been really thinking about writing an article. So just as on another thing, Apple had, of course, their little event, the new iPhone. I'm like, the only reason I want to buy one is the camera. The camera is one of the selling points for me. It's a beautiful camera. I like the pictures. And I'm like, I can take a beautiful photo of this fucked up police officer to prove my innocence. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be the new Apple commercial. This motherfucker said I did this. Look at my evidence. iPhone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like I gotta buy a new iPhone every year just so I can fucking prove my innocence.
To be clear. Yep. Yeah. So go ahead, E.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of, I don't really, because I do my paranoia, what really happened kind of thing. So here, I actually think that I'm gonna switch it up on you. So the story actually can be told where maybe she was looking for him. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe there's a deeper story there.
Dating? Come on.
I don't know. Maybe because they live in the same building.
Right.
She went to that place and they said it was like a red, very distinct floor mat or doormat. Yeah. And like it just, you can actually switch the story up and say maybe she actually like murdered him. Like I don't know her life story. I don't know if she was on drugs, or whatever. Because if you want to turn the tables even further, all of a sudden the police found marijuana in his place, and they decided to give it to the media and tell everybody like, oh, by the way, he has drugs, and it's like, what the fuck are you, like, he's dead. Like, why are you adding on to the story? This is the police, that's putting this whole story together. So now not only is he dead by a police officer, but now they're trying to make him look worse. So this is, to me, I don't know, man. I feel like this is the problem in America with these police officers. They just make shit worse. And by the way, Mike or Chaz, where was it? Was in Houston?
I think
I thought it was in. I want to say Dallas. Was it not?
Was it Dallas?
I don't. Honestly,
it was somewhere fucked up that I wouldn't want to live.
It was in Texas.
Yeah, I heard Texas. I thought.
Shout out to Beto, the guy running against Ted Cruz.
Yep.
Oh, I saw a video came out. I didn't see it, but it was going viral. What? Yeah. I saw that one video. I forgot, but he's. I think he might do it. He might do it. But that whole situation is just. You literally have to invest in technology. Ring, the newest, whatever phone you use, it has to be the new shit with the good camera, location tracker, OnStar, GPS.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be fucking around, man.
So it was in Dallas home.
Okay.
So here's the problem with that, and Ted Cruz warns against being quick to blame police for the shooting. So I'm reading that, and it puts in question maybe the black person did something wrong again. So that means you can't even be in your own home. You know what I mean? A black person owns a home, living or renting, and the cops are allowed to make any distinction in your own home.
Which isn't true. You need a warrant to get in.
Exactly. But the way they're saying it, they shouldn't even be saying anything other than we're still investigating.
Right. Because it's like, no, he doesn't need to answer. No, he doesn't need to open the door. And no, he could be asleep and just ignore you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's at home chilling. Like, everything they're saying is like irrelevant.
All of that is irrelevant. I can say, man, get the fuck away from my door. This is the police. You have no reason to be in my house. Get the fuck away from my door. So should I be shot because I don't even know you're the police? I have no reason to open my damn door unless you said there's a warrant for your arrest or some a suspect of doing something. So the family did say he did not have a relationship with her. I want that to be known because I think it came out in one of the Dallas papers that it could have been a domestic issue or relationship or whatever. And they popped up and was like, no, fuck that. He didn't have a relationship. But to your point, E, it don't have to be a relationship. She could have came in the building and he was like, look, man, girl, get out of my face. You don't
caught her with another girl.
Yeah. Or dealing with somebody in one way or another. And she's pissed. And he happened to do it and she wanted to approach him and he jumped bad and she shot his ass and then was like, oh shit. And then it occurred.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or it is what it is. She's just an unstable cop, And should have been fired a long time ago. They said she was working 12 hours straight too. So,
and
maybe
I've been up for a long time. I want to go to sleep. I never walked into the wrong location, and you know what I mean, because it's just the logic question. It's reality. It's like in my reality, my key doesn't work in other people's locks.
Yeah. And how often does it even happen? I mean, I walked to another car that looked like mine, but like that's happened like twice in my life.
Not an apartment though. Because your apartment has the number.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'll give an example. I was in New York and my mom used to live in a building and I walked into the first building because she lived in the projects and I went all the way up to the 19th floor and I was kind of like, yo, Mom, it's your son. Who the fuck is this? I was like, whoa, who is this? No, what building are you in? I said, 2680. You in 2140? I was like, oh shit. Okay, thank you. And
no, but you didn't. She lived there though, right?
Yeah.
Did you live there?
Yeah. No.
Exactly though. No. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so, but she lived there. She should know better.
But he ain't walk in.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say, open this fucking door. I know my mom's it. No,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, am I in the right fucking building? I was wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but anywho, that was disturbing. That can go on for so many. I just need to know. I would like to know what happened.
I want to know her.
They don't have anything.
No.
They don't have anything. Shouldn't she just go to jail?
Yeah, and I want to know what's in her blood content, her drugs or alcohol, all that shit. I want to know. So they definitely need to put her ass in. She needs to go open and shut case. So we're gonna see the quality of Dallas news, the journalism. We're gonna see if they shit or ain't shit real quick.
In Texas, though. Yeah.
It's Texas, though. Yep.
I mean, yeah. If it was in like, I don't know.
Alabama, Yeah.
So, we'll see. Because it's gotten quiet,
Like, really, like, that's a big case, and there's no new news. How is this no new update? So, in between the justice system and journalism, it's like, here we go.
Another black man was killed.
Yeah.
And this is the reason why people are kneeling and trying to say something is wrong in this country. There's a system with the police that's saying our lives aren't valued. And we keep seeing in different circumstances. It's not even the same circumstances. It's different. So it's for any and everything. And that's the problem.
Yeah, and just to add to that, the one trend I'm noticing, like on social media, whenever something like this happens, because it's not always just the police, it's just any kind of incident dealing with a black person. The very first question that pops up, is, so what was he doing? What happened before the video? We don't know what happened before the video, or even in the story, because obviously there was no video in this story. It's like obviously the black person did something wrong, like the girl that was sleeping in the study hall or something that's I forget what school, it was like Harvard, I think, or something like that, or Yale or something.
On her,
yeah, they called the police on her, that kind of thing. But in all you see the comments, you see the conversations. It's well, what was she doing there? Like, and it's like, yo, they're chilling, like they're just living.
Yeah,
like
they're not allowed, and there's people of all colors that at the library. What's the problem?
Yeah. Their instinct is obviously they did something wrong, obviously, but it's like, what's making them think that they did something wrong? Where is that coming from? That obviously something wrong happened before because a black person is involved or a person of color is involved. That's where it needs to be dug into, because I mean that's straight up just part of the racial issues in this country, but maybe that's the media that we've always been talking about with Fox News. So that's the shit that pisses me off.
It's white supremacy. I'm better than you. So if I see you in a place that you don't supposed to be, then I can question you because you shouldn't be there. Did you see the instance with the black brothers down in Florida was going to a party? And the white man was kind of like, what y'all doing up in there? You can't come in there. And he was like, what's the hell wrong with you?
Yeah.
The elevator? Yeah. They were trying to go into the elevator.
And then he was blocking him with his body. And then he
flashed his gun.
Showed him the gun. He flashed his gun at him. And they was like, oh, so you're going to put out your gun? And then a white kid showed up and was like, yo, what you doing? We're going to a party together. Oh, no. Yeah, you don't know them. He said, no, but these people, we can do that. And then he wouldn't let him get on the elevator and said, well, get on another elevator. Don't get on here with me. But he didn't even live there. So that's telling you, look.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's it. He got fired.
Yeah.
Oh, he did. I didn't get the rest of the story.
The hotel fired his ass. He was working it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow.
That's not a good look. Do you really want those problems?
I mean, if you that concerned, follow them. Yeah. Let them say, yo, what the fuck you following me for? Well, I'm part of security. I'm just checking the area. Or shut up talking to me. Go where you supposed to go. And let me see if you're going where you're supposed to be. Yeah, okay, you're doing some investigating. That you was wrong. Go about your fucking business. But denying people, who the hell are you?
Right. Now, my first instinct when I watched it was like, maybe it's one of those places where he lives there and then you need like a key card to go upstairs kind of thing.
Yeah.
you know, and then it's kind of like a shaky middle ground, but you're not security, so you really can't do
Yeah,
that.
just call security
So
if that's the case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
some like, why would you escalate it? And then how did they
Yeah.
get in if that's the case?
See, and see, all of this is back to the point that y'all was saying. This is just white supremacy of look, where I belong, you don't belong. Bottom
we are
line,
not
that's it.
equal.
There's nothing else other than what are you doing in a place where I belong? Why are you selling lemonade on a corner when my kids should be doing this? So you're not allowed. Why are you barbecuing in this area? You know, go barbecue where you belong.
You know what's crazy on this subject? One of my friends, who I met, through the China program. She's from Chile,
Mm.
and she saw
Chile.
Chile. They say
It's
they
Chile.
say it
You're right. I
different.
think
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
right.
yeah. And she was like, she saw Black Klansmen for the first time, and she was like,
Wow.
she had no idea that kind of shit went down in the United States, just because. I'm sure when they teach world history, I guess, how deep into the racism do you go other than just like the general high level, hey, this is the US, here go the, blah, blah, blah. So,
Birth of a nation.
yeah, you know what I'm
shit.
saying? It's kind of, so that was really interesting to me just from like her experience of just discovering that element and just people just in general. I can imagine like I would love to see their take on the United States right now because we're so jaded and dealing, paranoid and whatever with this shit is just, it's crazy. It's unfortunate, but from the other side, it's just kind of like I think people are just there's like a wow. Is this? It was almost like when she sent that to me, it was kind of like a this isn't the United States that I thought it was. You know what I mean? It's almost like we're not in the past. We didn't live up to the ideals, and then just now it's kind of like people want to go back to those same thing, and it's really disappointing considering when people talk about hey, the United States is the greatest country on earth. It's like well, it's based on the idea, the Constitution and such, and it's based on that. And if you don't live up to it, then all the kneeling is just I don't know. I just find it to be all horseshit because how can you again going back to Kaepernick? How are you mad at this dude for kneeling when you don't even live up to the values of this country that you say you love so much? So if you stand for the flag, respect the flag, you have to abide by the the values of it. And to me, that's the big dichotomy, the big what's the word? Something that they don't paradox, for lack of a better word. People claim to be for something yet don't abide by it. So church, I abide, I love God and this or that and religion, but they're the most fucked up people. So I think for me it's draining because it's very hard to fight. How do you fight somebody who's living in a paradox?
So the thing is, and be devil's advocate on this because I've heard it and put this way, which is, oh, we have the values, but these immigrants and people who don't live here is causing things to change because of the mixture of the people in our society. They're degrading our morals, and then our society goes
And
downward.
my response to that is fuck them, fuck the immigrants. If you're a white person and you say yes, Kaepernick should stand for the flag. I support the troops and I love this country, and yet you stay silent when someone unarmed, is killed repeatedly. You stay silent when this or that. You just jump into arms, on some arbitrary shit. Then nah, that's not.
But you're talking racism, and so
Am
let
I?
me give you. Yeah,
I'm
you are.
talking value system to me.
No, but
Okay, let's
that's
take
not
race
true.
out of it then.
So okay, but you can't because let me give you an example. You have Mexican people who want Mexican immigrants gone. They don't want illegal immigrants in because they said, I don't want to be looked upon as being illegals, so these people have to go. These people are here making us look bad, so we got to get them out. So they're all in favor of the immigration rules. That's fucked up.
Yeah. Well, you're talking two different things, though. Just so we're clear, because all right. So I'm going to be careful the way I say this. So you, so you obviously want people to come to this country the best way possible, right? So I say best way meaning that they're in the system and there's no issues when they're in the country.
For me, no, that's not. I'm not really arguing the immigration piece of it. I'm just more so saying the people.
Oh no, not you. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean. But when he was saying like Mexicans in this country, that are quote unquote here the right way, and then they're like they also don't want illegals in here, quote unquote, right? They're calling it that, but it's just all they're doing is their argument is they just want people to come in the right way, while there's literally like white racists that are all over Fox News that are like, we just don't want the country brown.
Yeah.
So it's like two different arguments, It's like one is literally racism and our people are better than yours or whatever you want to call it, entitlement. And then there's actually the ones that like, look, don't fuck up what I have going right now.
That's a result of the bullshit. They're basically saying because of ICE, because of all this crackdown shit, our life is getting difficult because it's like, well, damn. I mean, so it's kind of like, what do you blame them? Do you call them evil? Yeah. I mean, because they want their family to not be torn apart or harassed.
And the thing is, these people aren't in per se percentage wise illegal. They may have came over here legally, but then they stayed a little longer, made a life for themselves, doing nothing illegal, but yet because our system is so antiquated of getting people who deserve to stay, we're not doing anything about that. This guy has a blanket and say, get them all up the fuck out of here. You got Mexicans and children and Colombians, because Mexican is the biggest majority of the immigration, but there's all types of South American people who's having problems that's moving here. But because of the racism of we don't want it brown, the propaganda gets them to say, I can align myself with these people and I can get them to align with me. And then once we get that, they're next. They don't even realize that they're going to be pointing them out and they're legally here. But the propaganda tells them point at these illegal immigrants. And remember, in Arizona, they had a law that they can stop any person that looks Mexican just to check their papers. Who the fuck rides around with, here's my citizenship to be in this country? But they were allowed to do that.
Yeah, that's like the New York search and frisk law.
Yep. Oh, right. Yeah. So,
same thing.
Just that whole thing.
That was Giuliani, wasn't it?
Of course. Giuliani, man, that motherfucker is just...
No. They still had it going for a little bit, and then I don't know what happened to it, but
it ended a couple years ago. It was declared this shit.
It was recent.
Yeah, it went to trial.
It was a little past him. Yeah, right. Well, yeah, he started it, and then they finally got rid of it. But it took a while, though.
So my thing, is with the... Yeah, I just get frustrated with just what I feel is just such double... You know what I'm saying? It's just, you're talking about both sides of your mouth. Yeah. It's just how can you be for one thing, yet your actions just obviously aren't there?
Tune in next time when we get into the hurricanes of Maria in Puerto Rico, the Florence, and the policies in which the Trump administration has changed as a detriment to the country. And stick around for the Kavanaugh issue, for the Supreme Court issue, and the legal woes of Donald Trump.